Hi, welcome from Australia. My name is Chrissy, and in this video I'm going to be doing an upgraded channeled prediction reading from today is the 17th of January. Now, I've come on today because I want to talk a little bit about the big divide. So I thought I would just channel my guides through and we'll just kind of see what energies come. I'm actually getting like bubbles even rising up as I'm talking about it now. I just want to just close my eyes and I'll just get started and we'll just see what comes through. Now, this is a global world reading, so this is about anyone out there who's kind of struggling, I think, with this big divide. So if you've tapped on this reading, I'm guessing that you're going through some interesting situations. So we'll just get started. I'll just close my eyes and we'll see what comes through from my guides to you. Now, the hurts and the pains are being sort of thrust forward now. The division is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. People are living in their own minds. So there's a lot of, I've talked about it before, there's a lot of this hatred, there's a lot of anger, there's still a lot of fear. These are the things that are kind of bubbling up still inside of people. And I've talked about that in my last few videos and a lot of my predictions for 2022. These things are still rising up and people are sort of having to go back and heal their old wounds and hurts. They're very, very toxic energies. Anything to do around this separation and division is very, very toxic. And I talk about the push-pull all the time because you've got things kind of going that way and things going that way. And division is a very unhealthy state of being. At the core of human beings is that we need connection and we need other people in our lives. And unfortunately, what has been going on is not just due to the virus. There's been enormous separation due to the virus, but there's enormous separation now coming because of people's beliefs and the way that we're sort of being dictated to. And this is right around the world in many, many countries. I personally have been getting attacked by so many people, friends that I never thought would just turn on me the way that they have. It's actually almost shocking. And I'm sure for people out there, they're going through these same experiences. Everybody's trying to be the winner and they're trying to do this right fight. And it's really become a huge battle right around the globe. People are really scared of their civil rights. I feel going forward there's so much uncertainty. They're showing me like the tipping of the boat. So there's this really rocky ocean and the boat's kind of going up and down and really stormy, turbulent seas, and everybody's scared of sort of falling off that boat. It's like they're showing me everybody hanging on to the sides, to the rails, and it's like who's going to fall off first. So it's kind of like everybody's waiting for something to sort of capsize. So these people are waiting for them to drop and then they're waiting for them to drop. And it's like, it's just such a horrible, horrible narrative that is going on out there in society that I just felt the need to talk about it. I can feel my own energies at the moment are rising up in my chest. And this is becoming very overwhelming. So I can't even imagine if you're living in Austria, Germany, any of these really troubled countries that are going through. I know Canada, gosh, you're going through enormous changes at the moment. They're even fining people for not being vaccinated. And it's almost like this has just turned into complete insanity and chaos. It's almost like stupidity and it's not making sense to anybody. And it's sort of like we've got to go, we've got to kind of step back and go, what the hell is actually going on here? People are feeling really livid inside. The anger, the hostility. I actually believe that a lot of questions are being asked now right around the globe. People are starting to stand up and people are starting to question a lot of things. Why is this happening? Why are people divided? Why is all this separation? And that's, like I said, not just around the virus. This is around decision making, why we're not being given choices, why we're doing all these kind of things that we're doing. It's like people are overwhelmed and people are being bombarded by information and it's almost like they can't process it. We're not computers. We're not able to just process information like some of these platforms are. We see something and we're not even taking in the real truth of what's actually going on. So I'm just going to try and get some answers here of how we can sort of navigate these things, because I'm going to just ask the guides how we go about sort of navigating these hostile energies and these feelings that a lot of us are kind of feeling really challenged by. So they're showing me like a fort, and they're showing me like a great big fence, and they're saying to prop it up. So you know how sometimes if an old fence is starting to fall down, they put the timber struts and they sort of poke them into the ground, and it puts the support back up. So what they're saying to me is to put in those support structures now. Start to find your support. So this could be around finding like kind, communicating with people that understand your frame of mind and the way that you're thinking, that can help you a lot. Doesn't matter what team or what side or what you're going through. Look for the things that are going to sort of, like they said, prop up that fence that's sort of falling down, because when the fence falls down, everything just runs amok. And for example, if you've got cattle in one yard and the fence falls down, the cattle are going to go and eat the grass in the other yard. So what you're wanting to do is to prop that fence up to protect yourself. So it's kind of like putting yourself in that field with the cattle. You want to protect yourself from being able to sort of cross over and back. You're wanting to remain stable. So they're showing me definitely putting those kind of timber wedges up against the fence and holding that and giving it more support and more strength. And that's about finding your support in your life and giving yourself that strength. And that's what I mean about finding the like kind, the same voices, looking for support, listening to things that are also going to help you mentally, physically, and how to sort of make changes in your life and how to focus clear in the things that you do want. And that's another thing. You don't want to keep focusing on the negativity and the fear and the things that are rising up, because I always talk about that you get more and more of it. And look, I know that's really hard to do in these times. I'm struggling with it myself. I think a lot of us have gone into shock. I personally feel shocked by the people and the way that we're being treated here in Australia. It's frightening sometimes and scary to think about the enormity of the way that people are being treated right around the globe. And look, you have my love and support, and I send you strength if you are in any of these really horrific situations, because you do feel very helpless, hopeless, and feel like you have no voice. And they're clearly giving me the message that kind of troubled times always bring calmer waters. So they're almost saying, like, keep hanging on. So if you hang on to that rail of the boat and just don't let go. Even if you're floating lost at sea, you're not going to give up and you're not going to let go, are you? You might have a lot of fears around, for example, being eaten by a shark or what's going to happen to you. Is anyone going to find you? But these are the kind of examples that they're giving me, because this is about holding on until you find yourself and you find that inner strength. And the thing is, there are people out there that think like you. Don't feel like you're on your own at all, because you're not on your own in your beliefs, your core issues. Doesn't matter what your viewpoints are. We're all going through a different journey. Like I said, this is a real soul shake-up, and people are being shaken to the core, and they're having to really focus on their own reality and what's real, what isn't real for them, what's true for them. Like I've said, we've also got to send kindness out and be a bit more compassionate, because people are very lost in their thoughts and their fears and their childhood wounds, and a lot of these things are rising up. So you've got to find ways to really push through that. It's not easy, I totally agree, because I'm really challenged by it. Like I said, I'm very tight in the chest at the moment, and I think that's more of a collective energy. There's a lot of hatred, anger, fears, and a lot of things we're being told that aren't truths. Some are, but some certainly aren't. And people are questioning things now. And they're also saying there's nothing wrong with questioning things. Why shouldn't we question a lot of things that are currently going on? There's a lot of unknowns that we can't see into that future. You know, we can get, sometimes psychics do get hits of things that are coming, but it doesn't, not all of us can just see where all this is heading. It changes on a daily basis. And that's why I do readings every couple of days, because things can really change even around the globe. Countries will bring laws in, they'll make mandates, they change decisions. It is a very, very confusing and turbulent time, but the message is just to keep hanging on and staying really strong. Now, the powers that be will unfold. So it feels like, yes, there's powers that be that we've got to kind of conform and follow the rules. And, I've said that before, yes sir, no sir. But you've also got to be realistic within those parameters as well. Yes, I'm not saying to break laws or do anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. We all have to be fairly, morally good citizens and abide by some of the rules. I'm not saying all the rules are going to make sense, because I believe that they don't make sense. And this doesn't mean these things are locked in forever. These can be temporary measures, because they're trying to get like control back. So we have to look at these things, like I've said before, from above. We have to look at, well, they're trying to get that control back because they don't want these people to be heard. And they're trying to control these people because they're wanting to increase the output and the things that they're trying to dictate to people. So there's a lot of things that we have to weigh up when it comes to the scenarios and the situations that we might find ourselves in. Yes, it can be very fearful, but you have to stay strong, and you also have to find ways to detach yourself as well to keep your self healthy and whole. It's very easy to lose yourself, and like I've said, to rise up into our pain body. When people are rising up against us, it's very hard to not rise up with them. But you've got to stay in that calm, centered, and really healthy place, so that you can think from a very clear mind, because that is how you start to move forward, and that's how we start to make changes in the world. We start to think from a very clear headspace. So look, I hope that helps you today on the big divides and separations that are going on around the globe. I know they're huge. I'll come on every couple of days and try to keep you updated with the energies that I'm feeling and sensing, and any guidance that I might be receiving, and hopefully that helps you. Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys and where you're from around the globe. It's beautiful if we can all share our stories and come together, like I said, with like-minded people. Hit those like buttons, subscribe to my channel. I have tons of videos that can help you on there about self-help, and if you're feeling isolated, depressed, feeling suicidal, and so many others on there to help you kickstart your life and make some changes. So thanks for watching today, and I will see you in that next video. Take care. Bye.